What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Dark Web Miss Marvel issue number 1. This will be the final tie-in for this week when it comes to Dark Web. Now, when it comes to this event that is Dark Web, we saw Miss Marvel. She faced off against Chasm, aka Ben Reilly. But we have seen that Ben, he finds himself with a very unique power set. Reading out of a book, being able to do some kind of magic. We saw Miss Marvel brought down to Limbo. This issue number 1 is going to show us what happened prior to that moment, showing us what led to the events of Miss Marvel and Ben Reilly facing off against one another. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so our story is starting us off with the last words of the inventor. We are seeing the last moments that the inventor had ever been seen, believing that this was the end of him, believing that he had been gone forever. That is what takes us to present day. It takes us to Jersey City landfill, with Madeline Pryor doing her thing down in Limbo, with all the chaos now beginning. Everything in this landfill begins to come alive. And from all the garbage, from the heap of scraps, this is where we see the inventor reborn. And the inventor has one goal: revenge on Miss Marvel. That is what picks us up 2 hours prior to the inventor's resurrection and Limbo coming up to New York City. We have Kamala hanging out with her friends and family right outside the mosque, really talking about how there are Christmas lights up on the mosque. And while at first they say that this is something to just support their Christian friends, it really seems more like it is just laziness. They didn't want to take all of the lights down from their last festivities. But Kamala is letting them all know that she is unable to help because she has an internship, one that she hasn't told anybody about just yet because she is worried what they are going to say, because her internship, it is at Oscorp. And she was right to worry, because immediately Nakia is letting her know, what the heck are you thinking? We are talking about Norman Osborn, the CEO, who is a literal supervillain, or at the very least was a supervillain. She believes that Norman Osborn, deep down, he is the same man, that he hasn't changed, telling her to ask Bruno. He is one individual that had a job offer from Norman and turned it down. Getting on the phone with him, they go to have a conversation. Now, his job offer was 2 years ago. There have been a lot of things that have changed since that time. Bruno is more concerned with the fact that Kamala, she seems to be interested in being a scientist. His biggest question is, why are you doing this? Why did you take the internship to begin with? Because while he is very excited the fact that she wants to be a scientist, that she's diving into this field, it really seems like she is just looking for something. She has had many jobs doing many different things, but right now it seems like she is just simply taking whatever falls in her lap. And so Bruno has to ask, is this what you really want? Or is this just what you are doing? The truth is, Kamala is lost. She doesn't know what she wants to do. She doesn't know where she is headed. Outside of being Miss Marvel, she doesn't really know who Kamala is or what Kamala wants. But nonetheless, she's going to continue to do her job, heading over to Oscorp. That is where she has a partner that is Arjun. The two of them working together, working as lab partners. As the two of them sit here and do their work, Arjun decides that he's going to try and ask her out on a date. Inviting her out, Kamala wants to make sure that he knows this is something just as friends. With Arjun getting friend-zoned, he has to ask, is this because I am Hindu and your family is Muslim? And before Kamala can even answer that question, everything in the laboratory begins to come to life. Madeline Pryor has had Limbo come to Earth. Now, she doesn't know this yet. Kamala has yet to figure this out. All she knows is everything is online. From the robots that they are creating to everything else inside this facility. It has come to life and it is attacking. Arjun being knocked out. Kamala grabs hold of him and gets him to safety. When he wakes up, what he sees is only Miss Marvel, telling Arjun to get to safety. That is when Kamala jumps into action. One by one, she starts taking down the machinery, taking down everything that has come to life. It doesn't take her long to dismantle all the robots inside of this place. Unfortunately for them, that is not the only things coming to life. That is where we have Arjun, who is running for dear life from toilets that have come alive. With Miss Marvel coming in, grabbing hold of these toilets, throwing them one way and the other. Arjun asking Miss Marvel if Kamala is alright. Miss Marvel saying that Kamala is fine. Arjun wanting to really understand what is going on. But he is glad that Kamala is alright because they were in the middle of a conversation that they got interrupted in. So while Miss Marvel is sitting here battling against evil toilets, Miss Marvel is also really trying to stand up for Kamala. Trying to say that you guys were in the middle of a conversation, and if her family is anything like mine, then you being Hindu has nothing to do with the situation. That it is simply Kamala is not interested in dating because right now her life is a mess. She is probably lost. She probably doesn't know what direction she wants to go in. That is what takes us to the rooftop. Miss Marvel going up there to see what is going on in the city. That is where she runs into Chasm. As she goes to face off against him, we see that the inventor is also here, but he is hiding out because he is waiting for Chasm, for Madeline Pryor, for all of Limbo to go away, hoping that eventually they'll all be gone and he can take Miss Marvel for himself. This is where we pick up with the confrontation of Miss Marvel and Chasm, giving us word for word what had happened inside of the pages of Dark Web, with Miss Marvel unable to even get close to Chasm because there is some kind of force field. Before Miss Marvel can figure out how to get to him, there is a portal that opens up, with Miss Marvel falling through the portal. As she looks around, she finds herself in Limbo. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, we don't really cover Miss Marvel on this channel. I'm not a big fan of the character as a whole. I'm not a big fan of her comics. Definitely not a fan of the show. With that being said, this isn't a bad comic. You take out the stuff where she's saying that her friend is mansplaining to her, saying Bruno was mansplaining. But the truth is, no one was mansplaining to her. They were just telling her, they were just telling her the truth. That you're lost, you're picking up any job that is thrown at you. Like, you don't even know if you actually want to be a scientist. And then when it comes to Arjun, saying that Kamala's preference to not be dating right now was none of his business. And to an extent, that is right. But he also just wanted clarification on if there's anything there. He wanted to know if there is any chance that a relationship could be built between him and Kamala. Wanting to know if him being Hindu and her being Muslim may be the problem. And while it's not specifically a problem for Kamala, it is a fair question to ask when we're talking about these things. Because specific groups definitely want you to try to stay within your race, within your ethnic background. Whether it be Hindu, whether it be Muslim, whether it be Hispanic. But I do think that Arjun was asking probably at the worst time possible. So Miss Marvel, Kamala, gave a pretty stern answer to him. I am excited to see her in Limbo, to see how she has a part in all of this. But outside of Dark Web, I don't see myself continuing on with anything going on with Miss Marvel. But if you are interested in Miss Marvel, let me know what you guys think about this comic. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this story, be sure to check out the link in my description. as well as the top of this video. It is gonna get you completely caught up on everything going on with Dark Web. If you would like to support the channel, go ahead, check out the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.